LeBron is so self-aware that there's a camera on him at all times that it feels like he just has to do something.
I don't
for
think
it.
he gives a shit. He's just being a father.
That's just such bullshit.
Being a father is sitting in your ass in the damn
Exactly.
seat
If you want to be a great dad, just sit down and watch the game.
Welcome to Locker Room Talk with Angelo Spadafino, Thomas Pippolo, and Ryan Aquino.
I'm gonna punch him in the face so fucking bad right now.
So we're just recording a solid 15 minutes, probably a little bit more, and then Pip stops it and tells us he had the mics turned off, so we were not recording.
We were recording through the laptop.
Gotta do it again, guys. Left the lens cap on.
Okay. What are we talking about, guys?
So
For the second time, let's talk about the trade deadline. So we had some crazy things happen in a not-so-crazy way. We believe this is one of the worst, actually, trade deadlines of recent history. I mean, there were some splashes in the water, but nothing that really...
I think a big part of that is that there's so many teams that are
in
vying for
contention
the
and
two
had
wildcard
stuff,
spots that you can't really...
But wouldn't you expect there to be more small deals then? I mean, there really weren't... There were less trades, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if there's so many teams that are in it, you're not going to really mess with what you have. Like, you're not...
Yeah, but then you take in that's in the National League, but the American League, you have teams that are so below 500, that have prospects.
And the other thing is that maybe we think that the teams are thinking that they're in it. So, like, some teams literally think that they're in it 6 games back. Look at the Mets. They think that they're still in it.
I mean, the Mets are a top 3,
what I'm saying
a bottom 3 run organization, so they think they're in it as long as they don't have the E sign next to it eliminated. You know, but and to start off with them, they got Stroman, and the funny thing is, it's actually a good trade.
Oh, it's a great trade, but we were all here thinking, oh, they're gonna flip him to the Yankees, they're gonna flip him to somebody else. Even somebody said that they got Stroman, which I don't believe Van Wagenen is this smart. They got Stroman to make
flip him.
No, not just to flip him, to make Syndergaard and Wheeler more valuable because there's less options on the market. But that didn't happen. If you're the Mets, how the heck don't you get rid of Zach Wheeler?
Excuse his French, my gosh. Don't say heck on the air. That's awful.
Well, the thought process is that, like I was saying, like I said before, was the Mets genuinely believe that they have an opportunity to not only make the playoffs, but make a deep run into the playoffs. So Zach Wheeler is someone they feel is going to be able to help them progress from where they are now, 6 games back, 8 games back, to making the playoffs, to making a deep playoff run. So if they genuinely believe that they have the roster in place that can make a run into the playoffs, then I don't really hate the move.
They're delusional.
Okay, but the people that are making those decisions, like let's make a run because we believe we have the guys to do it, there's the same morons that helped them get to the spot where they're 5 games below 500 when before the season they said, come get us, we're the team to come get. They're delusional.
Everybody thinks
they don't know what they're doing.
Everybody thinks it's a great trade, but Stroman has one of the highest ground ball percentages as a pitcher, and the Mets' infield defense is god-awful.
You would think if you're going to base your team around starting pitching that you would have the defense to back it up, right? That would make sense, right? Yep. But once again, they have Jeff McNeil hitting .350 and not playing the position that he's supposed to. They have a washed-up 35-year-old Robinson Cano who's not batting .250 and not hitting home runs for them. And then they went and got Jed Lowry, who hasn't played a game for him.
What part of that team is a contender? The biggest problem is the bullpen. They need
the only part about that
if
team,
you really want to go after the wild card, sell Wheeler and get a bullpen stud. I don't like
the only way that they're a contender is because of the teams around them. That's the only reason. If this was a normal National League year where they wouldn't even be close to the wild card, then they would have thrown in the towel. Because it's so bad this year, they actually statistically have a shot they can make a run.
Yeah, and the thing is too, I guess they have games left, a lot of games left with the Nationals who are ahead of the Mets for the wild card, so you don't have to count on luck to see who else loses. You know what I mean? You're going head to head, so maybe you could gain some games that way. But another trade that went down was Nick Castellanos from the Tigers to the Cubs, which Angelo actually called. We're not tech savvy enough to go back and get that to shoot that out to you?
But we are, but we're just too lazy. So we're just gonna
just let Thomas Pipolo do everything.
We just know that you heard it. Angelo called that Castellanos is going to the Cubs. I admire him for it. That's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, I just saw some stuff.
What you do.
Pat on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back.
It's a perfect fit for the Cubs, where Castellanos is a stud hitter. He can play right field for them. He moves Hayward over to center field. It allows them to sit Albert Almora and any other outfielders they think might be working when they're really not. Schwarber's still going to play left field probably, but Schwarber hits home runs or strikes out.
And he also plays awful defense.
Yeah, and Castellanos used to be a horrible defender, but this year he's been pretty average. He's gotten a lot better at it.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. You're taking Castellanos going from Detroit, which is one of the biggest ballparks in the league, moving him to Chicago where the ball flies out.
Did you hear what he said about Comerica?
What
he said Comerica Park's a joke, and Castellanos is currently like top 5 in major leagues in doubles, and he's saying it's because they got a 420-foot fence to center, and they're 340 down the line. So he's like, all these guys are saying me where your home run's at, and it's because they're playing in ballparks where it's 320 down the line. They got an extra 20 feet. So basically any time he hits it to the warning track, that's a home run anywhere.
No, it's true. The guy's got a good swing. Really good swing.
I think he could drop some nukes in Chicago. That's for sure.
Kind of reminds me of JD Martinez. Like I feel like
he started off with the Tigers. He's not a huge dude. Not the most athletic guy on planet Earth, but he just rakes, and he's a big right hand dude.
Couldn't agree more. The Rays also made a pretty big move. Well, in terms of the Rays,
talk about big dudes. They got
Jesus Aguilar.
He's a big man. This dude's he's like 6'5",
35 bombs last year, over 100
like
RBIs. Look, if you're the Rays, you gotta sell your fan base. You're throwing a Hail Mary.
What fan base?
They can't even get 10,000 people to their games.
They had to close off an entire top ring in their fucking.
When I was down in Florida playing, they had games that were free to the public.
It's ridiculous.
General admission. You could sit wherever you want. And
at least charge something.
There wasn't more than 6,000 people. I mean, it was
crazy.
It's
sad.
They have to go from Tampa Bay to where they play. You have to cross a bridge.
Yeah, a huge bridge, a 2-lane bridge.
And
the stadium isn't even. I mean, you could talk shit about the Giants not being in New York and stuff, I guess, but the stadium isn't even in Tampa. It's in St. Petersburg.
The Giants play football, which is easily the most popular sport in the country, and they market their stars, and people are going to come to football games no matter what.
Not to mention, if you're going to the Giants, I mean, you're going to live in New York City. That doesn't matter at that point. Like, no one's going to be a stiffler about living in Tampa.
No, what I'm saying is that the New York Giants play football in New Jersey. It is kind of strange. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got that one.
I mean, I know it's like right across. I know it's like right across.
In the 80s, we're ahead of that.
But if you're the Rays, you need to play as if the wild card is your division championship. Like, you're not winning the division anytime soon. You might as well go after that wild card without giving up too many guys. You got to go after it.
Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. But the Rays are so far behind the Yankees right now. Oh, they're only like 7.5.
They ain't winning the division.
I mean, I think when the Blue Jays won the division, they were 8 back. Around this time, they ended up winning the division. So, I mean, stranger things have happened.
I guess. But then you got what was?
Speaking of which, Stranger Things, great show.
Absolutely.
Great I haven't watched it. Should I watch that?
Absolutely, 100%.
Why?
It's awesome.
It's one of the best first 3 seasons of television of any show you'll watch.
Elle's a badass. She's great.
Who?
Elle, the
main
girl.
Character.
Millie Bobby
scary?
Brown. She's a savage.
Is it scary? Season 3 is a little creepy. Not really scary.
I mean, not like I can't sleep, but maybe hold your blanket.
Is it like one of those shows, like if you turn on at like 9 o'clock, like right when you go to bed, like you're not going to sleep that whole night?
No, you'll be fine.
So it's not good enough for me.
Tommy's afraid of
that's not good. I only want shows that literally I can't stop pressing next.
Yeah, it's one of those shows.
That's what I'm saying.
It's good.
Yeah,
and it's so easy to watch. It's eight episodes a season, so. Dude, you're gonna love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and then another trade that happened, back to baseball, was Trevor Bauer being traded to the
Wait,
Reds.
I'm sorry. Did you guys see that fight? The melee in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Madonna mia bupparina.
Awesome.
That was crazy.
It was dope. Yeah, you had Amir Garrett just decided
who looks like a UFC fighter. Let's just put
to be Jon Snow in Battle of the Bastards and take on a whole army.
He just whipped out the sword
and
took
unfortunately for him, the horses didn't get there in time to save him because he just got trashed by the pirates. That's a little Game of Thrones reference.
No, the best part about that was the Reds manager. He got thrown out earlier in the game because a guy in the Pirates threw at one of the players on the Reds' head. He got thrown out. once I guess he saw the fight go down on TV in the clubhouse, he sprinted out and he went right at Clint Hurdle, the Pirates manager. But if you rewatch the video, shout out Clint Hurdle. If you rewatch the video, the Reds manager's on his back eating dirt, getting like pushed and punched in the face. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
And the funny thing about that is, like, Puig's just basically clocking in as a savage because he was traded like a half hour before that. Yeah, and he already knew he was gone. They took him out of the game, and
they didn't take him. No, they didn't take him out of the game.
I thought they did.
No, he was. That's what I was. He was in the game when that fight. He was traded.
He's throwing haymakers.
He was already traded,
been with
and
this
the Reds
team for
didn't
6
take him
months, and he's just got everyone's back. I loved it personally. I thought it was fun.
What do you think about those cut-off jerseys that they wear?
I think it's
I
awful.
love those.
Those are sick.
No, those are unreal.
If you come out with sleeveless uniforms, you better win by fucking 8 runs. I'm just saying. They got smashed in all the games. They're wearing those sleeveless.
Did they?
Yeah, and they're doing they're doing curls in the dugout.
Buys for the guys,
I guess that's the only
girls.
thing you're trying to win because you're in last place in your division.
Buys for the guys, curls for the girls. Don't forget that, guys.
I mean, they're in last place, so let's see how it's working out for them.
And then you had Angelo. Go ahead.
Well, continuing the Bauer being flipped for Puig trade. So the Reds got Trevor Bauer, the Indians got Puig, Franmil Reyes, Logan Allen, Victor Nova, Scott Moss, and then the Padres got Taylor Trammell from the Reds. So I think my thoughts on it is that the Reds, it was a little surprising. I thought Trevor Bauer was more likely to go to someone like the Astros or someone like the Yankees, but the Reds' thought process is similar to the Mets, where the NL Central is up for grabs. So
but I think they think that they can win. They're trying to get ready for next year, but I don't see what are you doing? Why are you buying at the trade deadline? Why? Is there any reason?
Well, I mean, a lot of these teams are thinking next year, and they're thinking possible playoff run, and it's misguided, and I don't understand it personally.
The value for guys is greatest when teams need them most. So why wouldn't you sell? Why wouldn't you sell? It makes no sense. Wait till the offseason. The value of these guys are the highest they're going to be. So sell them while you can. You can get the most for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then the biggest trade that made the biggest splash is Zach Greinke going to the Astros. I mean, I can't sit here and lie and say this doesn't scare me in the slightest. I mean, it's not even about Zach Greinke possibly pitching against the Yankees in the playoffs, because I'm really not worried about that.
Me neither.
But the fact is that when you have Greinke there along with Cole and Verlander, and then
Yankees,
and then the 4 is Wade Miley, who's got a 3 ERA.
They're going to go 3. They're going to go with 3 guys.
They probably will, but they even have a 4th option if they need to, and he's pitching great.
I mean, the Yankees and Astros are on a collision course to see each other in the NALCS,
and this year will answer a lot of questions. But the Yankees, it's bullpen versus starting pitchers.
The Yankees are going to be able to. The Yankees are going to be able to get to Greinke, in my opinion, but they struggle big time with high velo guys up in the zone, and that is what Verlander and Cole do best. They have yet to solve that riddle.
That's for sure, and it's really just good. The biggest thing about this is I think it's inevitable the Yankees playing the Astros in the ALCS, and when it does happen, it's really going to answer the question of, do you need starting pitchers or do you need a bullpen? Which one's more important?
Yeah, they're going to go.
What's going to happen
at this point? They're going with an opener. They're not Paxton. Paxton is not starting a game.
He's got to pitch his ass off for the next 2 months for him to get a game.
He's not getting a game.
As of right now, there's no shot they're giving him.
What do you
think
in
a playoff game?
I mean, Tanaka historically has been a very dominant playoff pitcher, but I worry a little bit because he said the balls are a little different and he's lost his splitter as much. So, you don't know. It's CC Sabathia's going to be able to give you 4 innings in the playoffs.
Yeah, he just, once the playoff comes around, CC's just a stud.
Guy. So, I mean, I don't know. The Yankees should still be heading towards at least the ALCS, where they'll almost certainly meet the Astros unless the Twins or the Indians pull off one of the more impressive upsets in recent memory. So it's tough.
I don't know. I think the Twins could actually. I mean, dude,
They just hit home runs. That's it.
I know, but they're dangerous. They can hit, man.
So can the Yankees. So can the Astros. All the good teams can all hit. There's a reason they're good. They're good teams.
All I'm saying is that let's pray to the good Lord that the Twins can take out the Astros. I don't know if the Yankees can beat the Astros.
The Yankees have beaten a better pitching trio in the World Series before. They beat Glavine, Maddox, and who was the and
these
Smoltz.
guys? The guys. If DJ LeMahieu and Gleyber Torres, big guy is Gio Urshela. Gio Urshela is the MVP of the New York Yankees this year, in my opinion.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He doesn't even play half the time.
Yes, he does. Gio Urshela is the MVP of the New York Yankees this year.
No, he is not.
Yes, he is. Obviously, G.J. LeMahieu